You're watching StayWavyTV, your home for non-stop WWE action and fresh waves of wrestling coverage. Slam that subscribe button, ring
This
the bell,
past
and ride
episode
the
of Friday Night SmackDown, where we saw Gunther make LA Knight tap to become John Cena's final opponent at Saturday Night Main Event this week, everybody is done with Triple H, right? Like when John Cena retires at this Saturday Night Main Event, y'all, I think a lot of WWE fans are going to retire from watching this garbage. If Triple H is not fired anytime soon, bro, what's going to eventually happen is, man, the viewership is going to get so low that TKO is going to sell the WWE to the Saudis. We're already hearing talks about it. That's eventually what's going to happen because we're not missing anything watching this stuff, guys. We already know what's going to happen on Raw or SmackDown, right? This is 2025 has been the worst year in WWE history. To everybody that thought the final years of Vince McMahon was bad, oh my gosh. Like, we've never seen nothing like this. Like, we haven't gotten one good PLE the entire year. The best PLE you could probably say was Evolution. Other than that, everything sucked. Everything sucked. And now it's to a point where Bleacher Report, who I think is the second biggest sports news company out there next to ESPN, guys, a day after SmackDown, they wrote a whole article describing how Triple H is single-handedly destroying the WWE. Bleacher Report wrote that. Bleacher Report wrote that. Did you guys forget when ESPN, they gave WWE a C- for SummerSlam? No, was it? I think it was WrestlePalooza. WrestlePalooza was so garbage that after the WWE partnered up with ESPN, ESPN came out and said the PLE was garbage. And we're hearing reports that ESPN is not happy with their deal with the WWE. They're scared that they're not going to make their money back. That's how bad things are, guys. They're scared that they're not going to make their money back. So that partnership probably won't last past 2026. But let's get into the article that Bleacher Report wrote, right? This was written on December 6, 2025, which is on Saturday. The title of this article is Triple H's WWE is becoming exactly what DX rebelled against in the Attitude Era. Pro wrestling is at its best when there's an aura of mystery going into a weekly show or a premium event. Right now, the only aura around WWE is a strange mix of corporate complacency. Triple H of the 90s, who ran with DX during the Attitude Era, sticking it to the man in authority, would cringe if he saw today's WWE, to put it nicely. Under the watchful eye of the TKO merger and otherwise, Triple H currently oversees WWE creative for a promotion that wants to appear more like a real sport than ever before in a bid to, well, rack in more cash than ever before. And to the people out there that keep blaming, to all of the Triple H bootlickers out there who keep saying, oh, it's not Triple H's fault, it's TKO's fault, it's The Rock's fault. Hold on. When The Rock came back on a week-to-week basis, he actually made the shows better. He actually made the shows entertaining. Now, should he have showed up at WrestleMania when John Cena turned heel? Should he showed up with Travis Scott? Yes, he should have. But at the end of the day, you don't need The Rock to show up because John Cena is already one of the greatest wrestlers ever. If anything, The Rock kind of would have been taking some of the shine from John Cena when you really think about it. But when The Rock was showing up, cutting his classic great promos, making fun of people in the crowd, saying that they all got herpes and stuff like that, it was hilarious, right? Seeing The Rock come back and whoop Cody Rhodes with a belt, pure cinema, right? So we're not gonna blame The Rock, we're not gonna blame TKO, we're gonna blame the guy that's in charge of booking the matches, and that is Triple H. Triple H, that's his job. Why do you guys think NXT is so much better than Raw and SmackDown? And for those that don't know that, if you're one of the people, if you're not enjoying what you're getting from Raw and SmackDown, just watch the episode. Guys, this PLE that just happened this past weekend on NXT was incredible. It was way better than Survivor Series. Obafemi defeated Ricky Saints to get his title back, and now Obafemi is going to be challenging Cody Rhodes for the WWE Undisputed Championship at Saturday Night Main Event. Now, we know Obafemi's not going to win that match because you're not going to have your babyface of the company lose to a champion in NXT. We know that's not going to happen, right? But just the fact that he's getting that opportunity is a good look. I like that. I think that's a great look for Obafemi. I think if you book Obafemi properly, he could have a similar career to like a Mark Henry, a Brock Lesnar, a Bobby Lashley. But do we honestly think that Triple H is going to book Obafemi properly? Because remember, Triple H is really Triple K. Like, guys, don't forget, Triple H secretly stands for Triple K. Okay, he just didn't want to come out there and just tell you guys what it really is. But when you look at how he books, right, guys of color, like, come on, man, we know what that is, right? The guy, remember when Triple H said, "Oh, I don't see color." Cap. So let's keep reading this article, man. It says, sound harsh, but take a glance at the product. The real sport emulated is mostly UFC. That means paying a subscription fee subscription P, no Diddy. That means paying a subscription fee to tune in and see product advertisements on ring mats and tables and prime bottles and set pieces often. It means checking in to see which celebrities are front row weekly. And it apparently means lazy cash grabbing like booking too. The calendar recently demanded war games, so like Hell in a Cell and TLC events of old, the booking randomly threw big names in the match. Roman Reigns showed up, Brock Lesnar was there for some reason too. The match, complete with vibe-ruining Yeet session, was a dud with a quick finish that left a whole lot of meat on the bone. And that's true, right? We had that match interrupted by some jobber that was wearing a mask and a hoodie. And on the following episode of Monday Night Raw, where Triple H claims that this episode of Raw was going to be epic and we were going to find out who the mask guy was, he didn't even show up. He didn't even show up. You had this man interrupt the main event, the biggest match on the card. You had this man interrupt the match, and we don't even know who he is. You're going to let a whole week go by, and we don't even know who this guy was. We don't know if it's Austin Theory. We don't know if it was Montez Ford. We don't know if it was Trick Willie. We don't know who the hell it was. And guess what, guys? There's a chance that we may never find out who that guy was. Because that's what Triple H does. Nothing makes any sense. Look at what he did with R-Truth. Guys, look at what Triple H did to R-Truth. He released him from the company, brought him back, had him turn heel, changed his name to Ron Killings, and a month later he went back to being R-Truth. Now he's showing up to Friday Night SmackDown making jokes about his balls. This is the storyline. This is what Triple H does. This is what he does. Garbage. And he wonders why the viewership keeps dropping week to week. So the onslaught of PLEs and special events feels phoned in for the sake of doing so and counter-programming AEW in near 2026. While proclaiming that promotion as not even being competition sure lends credibility to AEW. If things keep going how it's going, people are just going to start watching AEW and TNA. Let's just call it what it is. If things keep going how it's going, people are going to start watching AEW and TNA. I just watched AEW last week. I seen the match with John Moxley and the other guy that used to be signed to the WWE. It was a great match. Many will point to the John Cena retirement tour as the top example, which is fair. The Rock Travis Scott heel turn thing was a disaster. For every one great example, like the all-timer of a match with AJ Styles, there's a weird occasion. Remember Lesnar showing up and wrecking Cena for no reason on ESPN and making a bunch of kids cry? Yeah, that was ridiculous, man. Like, the fact that they brought back Brock Lesnar, who is still currently being investigated for the whole Vince McMahon situation, the fact that they were willing to bring that guy back, right, with no storyline, you just bring him back to whoop John Cena's ass. Like, Brock Lesnar absolutely dominated John Cena. What was the point of that? We already seen Brock Lesnar beat up John Cena in the past. Why would you do that to John Cena on his retirement tour? You had this man walk out with a bunch of kids wearing his merch just to see the kids just for the kids to see their favorite wrestler get his ass whooped. He got completely dominated. He got humiliated, bro. What was the point of that? There's some effort in making new stars, no doubt. Building up the likes of Tiffany Stratton. First of all, bro, Tiffany Stratton is one of the worst female wrestlers of all time. One of the worst female wrestlers of all time. It's Tiffy time. She literally injured herself by doing her own finishing move and botching it. That's how garbage she is. And putting Braun Breaker in interesting stuff is great, but it's hard to, for example, to give Triple H credit for helping Dominic Mysterio become a star. That's the booking equivalent of a layup. And the layups conversation is where things get really interesting. Triple H was gift wrapped the Bloodline saga when he took over. The Cody Rhodes story needed the most basic of booking input to have a satisfying ending. It's like taking over as the head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs. At the end of the day, Patrick Mahomes is the quarterback. That's why mostly everything else tends to feel so corporatized and lazy. Jey Uso had an expiration date long ago. LA Knight has more than earned a title run. That's a fact. Gunther doesn't need a historic moment. CM Punk spinning his wheels. Rhodes, frankly, has never been booked all that well. Remember that R-Truth stuff? How about Karrion Kross saga? Randy Orton is on Jelly Roll-like duty for some reason. Guys, when's the last time we saw Randy Orton? To everybody listening to this video, when's the last time that we saw the legend killer Randy Orton on an episode of Raw or SmackDown? Last time I saw Randy Orton, he was training I Show Speed to become a pro wrestler. That's what we're doing with Randy Orton in his final years in the WWE. You're not booking him in matches at all, right? You're clearly not going to give him a title. Like, this is disrespectful, bro. And shout out to Randy Orton's wife. She's even calling out Triple H for not booking Randy Orton properly. Hence, every show sort of feels the same. Let's give you guys, let's give a quick rundown of a Raw or SmackDown episode. The Vision beat someone down. Big Jey Uso entrance. LA Knight is mad somewhere. Giant brawl segment. Interference-based ending. Rhea Ripley and EU Sky do stuff. The Judgment Day does stuff. Someone gets speared through a barricade and topples the Prime card. If you guys don't watch Raw or SmackDown for 2 or 3 months straight, what I just told you, that's what's going to happen on the episode. You're literally not missing anything. Nothing changes. You're not missing anything. Make no mistake, pro wrestling ebbs and flows, but it doesn't feel like a coincidence that this downward spiral hits right as the TKO ESPN stuff happens. Ads and celebrities pop up everywhere, and the number of events manages to increase. Ditto for the mishandling of Las Vegas overseas WrestleMania rollouts. This being pro wrestling, Triple H and those in charge can always course correct, but when the era has managed to botch a John Cena retirement tour, something just feels off about the whole thing. This isn't about yearning for the days of the Attitude Era, but maybe the Triple H of that era had the right idea. WWE got huge and broke into mainstream because it wasn't mainstream and didn't appeal to the norms. It can't force its way back into real sports conversations without feeling inauthentic to itself and chasing away its real fans in the process. And that is exactly what Triple H is doing, guys. When you look at how Triple H is booking these matches and these PLEs, he is literally making the real WWE fans not want to watch this stuff anymore. And if he continues to keep his job going into 2026, the WWE will be finished. I'm predicting by the end of 2026, TKO is going to sell the WWE to the Saudis. And after that, it's over. It's over. It's done. The WWE as we know it will be cooked. And with that being said, man, it's your boy Wavy, StayWavyTV. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe, become a member of the channel, thumbs up the video, and let me know what you guys think about this topic in the comment section. It's your boy Wavy. I'm out.
Stay wavy, signing out. Ride the tide, no doubt. From the rooftop glow to the neon cloud. You tapped in, so I gotta say love. Like, subscribe, keep the motion above. Until the next wave, we out. Peace.